Hey, yeah, yeah, Black Magic. Hey, you ain't never seen a man turn leg gold with his hands. You ain't never seen a man get a queen wet with a glance. Water turn wine, whole wide world mind in my mind. In and out of time, my light shine bright for the blind. Something about the way I do it. 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 Said I'm gonna be a millionaire soon, but I already knew it. I'ma die the bullets fluid. All this winning therapeutic. Something about the way I do it. Something about the way I do it. They be trying to drain my energy up with the battery is not included. Women trying to be recruited. Let them do it, then I bought it. What is cute, then she folded. Something about the way I do it. I remember playing ring around the rosy. Now I got a pocket full of OZs. Water dollars, wallet full of old cheese. Got a Glock, a cock and pop a police. Block a boom, shaka lock up. Bada shot him while he rock a rosary. Got your mama watching out the nosebleed. Sloppy toppy while I'm trying to go sleep. Something about the way I do it. I ball out like a nudist hooping.
Peace, family. Welcome to another episode, Underground Railroad Productions. This your host, Brother Rich, joined by the Red Pill. Welcome
Salute.
back.
Peace. Yes, welcome back. Glad to be here in the building.
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
A couple of things before we get started. First of all, I want to shout out everybody that supports this platform, this independent media.
Indeed.
On Patreon. On everybody that supports on Patreon.
Yes.
You go to patreon.com/blackmagic363. Show support. As we speak, I'm uploading the Black Mirror Decoded series, starting out with Supernova Slum. Yes. So we're going to be decoding. That's just a show that I feel as though is real important for anybody that lives in today's society to learn from, so you can move forward. Help me out a lot. Help me. Was an eye opener for me and my girl. Help us realize a lot of things and some mistakes we was making as far as technology. So it's definitely an eye opener. In terms of dealing with each other and dealing with yourself and spirituality and technology. With that being said, also make sure you purchase the Cambatta Black Magic album, Holy Ghost. Black Magic video coming soon. But listen, Red Man, there's a video that went viral today, my brother.
Yes, indeed.
I think it got about 600,000 views in 12 hours.
Yeah, at the time that we just saw.
At the time we just checked.
It's about, what time is it? 10?
Yeah, about. Yeah, it's 10 now, so yeah. The MoNique went on the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Me and you previously did a video, Kev's Copy Shop in Harlem, when she went on her boycott Netflix rant.
Yes, we did.
Boycott Netflix. And she has been going on different platforms to elaborate on what she initially said. She went on The View. She got in a heated conversation with Whoopi Goldberg. She went on just several radio shows. And most recently, today, they aired the episode with her on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Just to start.
Classic.
Yeah, good. You got anything to start out with? Because
go ahead.
It had to be. It was an amazing interview. It was a great, one of the best interviews I've seen in a lot of years. It provided clarity on both sides of the spectrum in terms of what's going on in society, and when people are trying to just use the cause for personal gain.
Yeah.
And when people totally don't understand what's going on in terms of gender and racial inequality. So I can see both sides adding to this equation and helping for us to have a better understanding to this equation. What was your initial thoughts after seeing this interview? Because MoNique came with her gun smoking. Her and her husband came. Umar's posting all over Instagram. He got about 6 posts on MoNique, Dr. Umar Johnson. Yeah, so, a lot of people are talking about it, brother. What's your thoughts on what you've seen today? And then I guess I can ask you some questions.
Well, bro, thank you for that wonderful rundown. Initially, there are many things that I saw or I walked away with after the interview, but initially, what I had to remind myself was, before anything, that we're living in a post-Wakonda society right now. A post-Wakonda society.
Post-Black Panther?
Yeah, this is a post-Black Panther. And when I saw Sister MoNique come on the show and show diplomacy, right, to address a situation that she felt was tarnishing her image.
Ray, can I ask you something? I don't mean to cut you off.
Yes.
But I want us to really get down to this because I think we could all learn from this interview.
Indeed.
Is it really diplomacy if I come in an interview with you, your name is Red Pill,
yes,
instead of calling you Red Pill, I call you Philip Moreland?
Yes.
So is that diplomacy when I take away your title,
yes,
take away what you're known, the whole public knows you as, and calls you by your government name?
Indeed. Well, that's a form of diplomacy. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's a
or is it a form of neutralizing your opponent
when
you're playing chess with him?
Remember, the art of war was written before the Bible. It's a form of warfare. It's a form of chess. So what we were witnessing today was a game of chess that was being played. Leonard? That was being played in front of all of us, dealing with the Sister MoNique and, Leonard. Okay? So she showed up for an apology. Let's keep that in mind before we think about anything else. The purpose of her showing up today was not to prove anything about, necessarily what she's going to do in the future and all of these other things. What she came for was a retractment of the statement and an apology because she brought her receipts. She pulled up with the receipts. She pulled up with her husband and they had receipts, and they were coming with a form of diplomacy. Now this form of diplomacy, the same way like in the form of playing chess, you're going to move in a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what was done. But I definitely applaud her for being so poised and being so informative when when trying to explain some of the things that we may have been having a miscommunication about, right? Such as the fact that she was a problem to everybody in Hollywood when she clarified what she really was a splinter in the side of some of these beasts, these demonic people, in lieu or in hindsight of finding out what Hollywood is all about by enduring months and months of scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal about Weinstein, Goldstein, you know what I'm saying? Berenstein, all of these things, Silverstein, all of these rapists, all of these misogynistic, sexo-masochistic, S&M, 50 Shades of Gray Hair, you know what I mean? Billionaire, right? The same people that are in the office of the United States of America right now, all the way trickling down to the lowest of the lowest trailer park at the edge of a swamp somewhere. You know what I'm saying? All of these people, that's what, So what we saw was the sister said, listen, I've been outcasted in this industry because I went up against the bigger people to help fight for the smaller people. They don't like when you try to do things like that, so of course they're going to label me as a troublemaker. But I'm bringing receipts and I'm showing you that the people who are definitely calling me troublemakers were themselves troublemakers, vultures, bullies. So the bullies are telling you that David is hitting them with stones, and you're like, yo, why is she not making friends in Hollywood? How dare in these days and times ask anybody of color, why are they not behaving in Hollywood right now? You feel what I'm saying? So, I saw, like I said, I saw some interesting things in the interview. It was multi-layered. It touched on a few different angles.
It definitely touched on a lot of layers. Touched on a lot of layers.
Yes. And we're in a day and time where the public gets to,
Well, does she deserve to be paid? Let's get to the root of what her initial, when people thought she went crazy. Let's start from that. When people thought, because she was complaining about Lee Daniels years ago.
Okay, yeah. They had a falling out.
Yeah, they had a falling out years ago. She's been complaining about him, and And you know,
that was the beginning.
That was the beginning
of what we may know as an industry.
But the donkey of the day, and nobody called her crazy for that or whatever. We didn't know the specifics of what went down with her and Lee Daniels. But what got her donkey of the day, and what got people talking, clowning MoNique, the sister MoNique, is when she said, boycott Netflix because of what they're offering me. She says she's the most celebrated comedian, I think was her words, and that she deserved to be paid as much as Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Let me ask you, Red, and she made it agenda, and based on that, she made it agenda in a race issue.
Okay.
Does she deserve to be paid as, in your opinion, does she deserve to be paid as much as Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock?
I said it in the video previously, and I'm going to say it again, that if you're saying that she deserved to be paid the exact amount of both of those comedians, I don't think so. You know, I'm still standing on that, and I will say that that's not what we're here for. If she doesn't get 60 or 50 million, I definitely think MoNique is worth between the ranges. If there's any negotiation that were to take place, the final negotiation should have landed her somewhere between the ranks of 10 million to about 30 million. She's worth her weight in gold. You know, Netflix is not Hollywood. The return that they get on their investment is merited by what? It's not ticket sales. Is it impressions? Is it the amount of people that press play? Is it the amount of people that sign up for a subscription to Netflix? How is it that they decipher their investment? Where's the return on the investment if this is a paid service that is on your phone or on your computer that's Netflix? So she's worth whatever check that they're cutting, and they're coming up with the reason in this. Remember, because this is capitalism that we're dealing with. Everything that you're seeing is in the realms of capitalism. So it's all about the bottom line. So, of course, if you can't justify somebody cutting her a $10 million to a $20 million check when they could try to underball her with a $500,000 offer and then bully her to at least say, all right, I'm going to settle at, you know, when they super give you the low ball and then you settle at a low ball. But
counter offer.
Huh?
Counter.
On the counter, yeah, but it's still all game. So I do think the $500,000 offer is a slap in the face. It is a slap in the face to all legends of any color, of any gender. Okay, it is a slap in the face for any of the legends who have put in a lot of the work. People like to hail the new people that are popping, not giving credit to the foundations that they stand on. Those shoulders still have to be valued and appreciated and given their weight in gold, especially in this new economy that we exist in. So it becomes an argument about why are you putting me in this age-old economy, this slave-like economy, where you don't value my contributions, my intellectual property, what I bring to the game, what I bring to the table, my worth as the collective, because you know, you cutting checks for everybody else. So my whole thing is, we are not in the position individually to tell anybody who stands in front of us, who declares what their weight is and tells you, put me on the scale, run my credit. You understand what I'm saying? Add it up. You feel me? Add the tips up. Y'all want to put Snapchats of everybody with garbage bags full of singles and add it up on you know what I mean, on live? Why don't you let this lady add a thing up? I think she's worth her weight in gold. She deserves the bag. Secure the bag. Diddy, secure the bag for this sister. Somebody's going to bring the bag to her. She should incorporate a form of crowdfunding or something, or tap into the new economy. She'll get her money's worth. Don't beg Netflix. They just showed you that they don't respect you.
Yo, a side note, this is a super side note.
Yeah.
You know how much shit Diddy could have done with Revolt by now? Ideas I've had. Like,
yo,
I don't want to, like, this dude got a network, man.
A whole network.
And Diddy's a smart dude in terms of business. Yeah. And I don't understand why he's not making more moves. Like, this dude got a network. Like,
whole network. A whole network.
Like, yo, you
Black
could.
Panther type stuff, Afrofuturism all day.
Like, yo, it's just, I'm like, yo, Diddy, who you got working working for you, man.
Yeah, I don't get it.
But anyway, man, shout out to Diddy. It's not.
You
I'm
know,
not coming at Diddy at
even,
all.
like-
I appreciate the brother for what he has done and where he's at in society.
The ugly part about the whole thing that people keep smacking her in the face with, and at the same time they're laughing at it but not paying attention to what it's really saying. They're like, look, you can't go anywhere else. Negroes is like, oh, they told her, ha ha, look at that, ha ha. You heard what they said to her? She's stuck in Netflix. She's stuck in Netflix. Nigga, you stuck in Netflix. They're letting you know you can't go any. We got you right here. You're not even creative enough to have your own platforms. You don't even have no kind of ties with. You're a global sensation all around the world, but you don't even got movies in Nollywood and Bollywood. You don't got no scripts for that. So, you know,
Let me ask you.
I don't.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, sky's the limit, yo. I don't know. I would never look down on MoNique, as I would never look down on anybody else who is a creator who's willing to put it out there that they're worth their weight in gold. I'm like, the same way that they do on the 4 with Billy and Diddy. You feel me? Where the blue circles circle around 4 times, right? And if they see red, your ass gotta walk the plank, right? They let you shine. They let you be great. Why don't we let our people just be great? You feel me? Why don't we let them be great? So
I think the problem is, and I guess my next question, this leads it to my next question. We have discussed this principle, not just me and you, but
Yeah.
Griff. I've talked about it with Tariq Nasheed. I've talked about it with Sarnet. I've talked about it with almost everybody, this idea of white supremacy. And this is a word that has been in the news since the eclipse, the
Facts.
Confederate statues. They started using that word in mainstream media. We understand, lexicon. We understand the danger of that systematically and what it could do, white supremacy. What I want to ask you is, we know that's dangerous. Is people using, because with white supremacy comes the quote unquote struggle, because you have to oppress somebody in that system, right?
you have to subscribe to be the oppressed.
So since that system is based on oppressing a certain group, that group could be exploited not just by whites but by blacks as well. So blacks can use that quote unquote struggle, not quote, it is a struggle, that struggle to benefit their own personal gain. So somebody, what the word Charlemagne used today was weaponized. He felt as though MoNique is weaponizing gender inequality and racial inequality to advance her. He didn't say advance her personal gain, but he used the word weaponize. So is that just as dangerous? And do you see MoNique doing that in any way, shape, or form, or can you see how that makes sense? Her weaponizing, because when people think of MoNique, a lot of conscious, woke, whatever you wanted to call it, they think about Precious, and they're like, what gives her the right to talk about this? She was precious. She was in Precious.
Sin.
So is she weaponizing the struggle, my brother?
Still on parole for that one.
Is she weaponizing the struggle?
Yeah. In a way, I mean, she's weaponizing it in a way that she feels that she may have to weaponize it because she's at war. Like, you know, people are going after her. So I don't know if she's weaponizing it in a sense. The conversation that I heard her...
It's not authentic. Her claims are not authentic. That's what I'm saying. Is she weaponizing it to the point where her claims are not authentic?
Yo, when I heard it today on the Breakfast Club, bro, I believed everything that she was speaking from her heart.
Right, okay.
You understand? There's a difference between the character and there's a difference between the person. You know, I saw both of those today, but I saw somebody who's a black sister. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if she was bald-headed, she would have been like the Dora Milaje. You know what I'm saying? From the Panthers. She was on her warrior. She was on her square. You feel me? She came with a level of diplomacy, and she was definitely playing a hand. You feel me? And she stated her case to the world and demanded an apology from a person. She wanted the brother to retract on the statement that he made that she felt was besmirching her character. She was reminding him of the power that he possesses in his sword. You dig what I'm saying? But she was also reminding him at the same time, I see you. I already know you from your initial, I know you from your earlier days. I know you from your beginnings. Leonard, when you're holding the door, you feel me? And you can't, she cooked them. She was like, you're from Shuttlesworth? Wait, what would she say?
Monks, I think it's Monks.
Monksville, South Carolina? What would your mother say? What would Granny say?
But if you bring up my mother and my grandmother, off tops, I know you're trying to neutralize me and you're trying to make me emotional about a situation. So I mean that's why I asked you about the weaponized thing. You can make your point, but don't bring up my mother and my grandmother.
Listen, I said it earlier. I'm not. What are we doing here? Art of War. Sit in the theater. Y'all sat in the theaters this weekend and watched Art of War. Okay, you'll sit down. You sat down and watched the MoNique on the Breakfast Club. Art of War. Okay, she came in there and took a few heads. She neutralized them. You know, and I'm just saying, you know, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is, huh?
Yeah.
So, why do you think an interview like this is important, my brother? An interview about, some people may say this is just about Hollywood. Like, who gives a damn about what's going on in Hollywood? Who cares if somebody's not paid $5 million, $60 million, $600,000? Because there's people out here that makes $20,000 a year. So to some people, they're like, what does it matter that they offered her $500,000? If I got offered $500,000, I would take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would take it easy. So why should a person, Red Pill, we're having this conversation, Black Magic 363 YouTube, why should a person that makes $22,000 a year, let's say I work for UPS, I'm not even a driver.
Dude on the back.
I'm the dude on the back.
The hop out.
Because I don't have my license or CDL. CDL.
You to pop out.
Pop out. Yeah. So I make $30,000 a year. Let's say 30. This is New York City. I make $30,000 a year, and I'm like, Red Pill, Brother Rich, why the hell is a person making $500,000 Netflix deals, $50 million, $60 million? Why is this important to me? And I make $30,000, and you know what I'm saying? This has nothing to do with me. Why is it? Why you talk about it? Why you talk about this?
Yeah. Irregardless of what your tax bracket is, you know, irregardless of what your bag looks like, you could have the Goyard bag. You feel me? You could have the Gucci bag. You could have a Coach bag. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You could have a gym bag. You could have a grocery bag. You know, as long as it doesn't matter, it's always still about valuing who you are, knowing your worth. You know what I'm saying? Knowing your worth, knowing your weight in gold. All right? So it doesn't matter. You're seeing a story play out in front of you. This is just a moral story. This is like a episode that we all get to see of something that you could say, yo, this is an interesting conversation, right? Because this is social media, so we involve ourselves in social events, and we listen to the narrative and the moral of the story. And I walked away with the moral of the story with, it's really about you establishing your self-worth. I cannot be mad at the sister for coming forward and putting on the record how much she weighs in her weight of gold. Not how fat she is, because kudos to her. She lost a lot of weight for health reasons. You know what I mean? You know, she gets applauded for that. And, you know, she showed a very woke, very conscious, right? Very aware, very subdued. There was no cursing. There was no outbursts. There was no MFers. There was no Love and Hip Hop scratch out fights. You feel me? There wasn't, you know, there was that thing at the end, though. Let's talk about that. You understand? To show you that she was there to play this chess game, she compared my guy. Like Leonard, B. Like, there was some cooking taking place. You know what I'm talking about? Post Wakonda. I don't know if you niggas see this shit. Like, We live in a post-Wakanda world.
Well, what you referring at the end of the interview? What you referring to? She compared Charlemagne to Birth of a Nation.
The Birth of the Nation.
The guy that walked his wife out to get boned by the white master, and she said, "Charlemagne, you that dude right there." That was a low blow, and that's why I said she made it. And that's why I said it wasn't as diplomatic as a lot of people may think. Just because you don't curse, just because you don't get upset, or you're not on that SETI level, that SETI energy, or where Umar was in a hotel with the hat on, the Philly hat on, and you're not cursing at the camera, like, that doesn't mean you're being diplomatic to me. And I felt as though she gave him a lot of low blows, and she hit him with a lot of guilt trips, and she made him feel guilty about a lot of shit by painting him as this woman hater. And when you get painted as a woman hater, it could be hard to conduct an interview and ask the questions you originally want to ask, because you don't want, you feel a little guilty because he did shit in the past that make him seem like a woman hater. So because of that, she took advantage of that, and she's like, yo, you're a woman hater, so he can't even ask her certain questions at that point, depending on what type of person you are. So it was just it was a real chess. It was like, as a journalist.
Keep in mind the initial point. She showed up for an apology, a retractment of a statement.
She also showed up to prove her point.
No, I know, but I'm just saying
an apology.
Yes,
she wanted, like, she was right.
Yes, indeed.
I deserve this much.
But as a result of showing up to do that, that's what you have to do. Right, I'm just saying that.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just giving you the procession in which it went. I'm giving you the intention, and then at the end, I'm giving you as a result of that, the intention. I'm giving you why that shit happened at the end, or what that meant. Like, look, I'm gonna go out with the low blow. I'm gonna put a target on you. Remember the kung fu flicks when you get hit and walk 100 steps? Huh? Okay. So, like I say, if a person is like, why pay attention to that? Nobody's asking you, first of all, to pay attention to anything. We should have put a disclaimer in the beginning. Matter of fact, we should do that. You know what I mean?
Indeed, yeah.
We are journalists, and we have,
It's just red, like the way I work, my mind works, my spirit works.
Yeah.
I learn from a lot, and I'm able to process game.
You feel me?
So with a situation like this teaches me how to deal with future business dealings. When I'm involved in a business meeting, it's showing me how both sides think. So if a person know you got a business mind, they won't even get why Brother Rich did this interview. They won't get why we discussing it or why we thinking it's important. They'll just be looking on a surface level and saying this is gossip. But to me, the way my mind thinks, I'm like, I gotta know how these people think. I'm a businessman. I'm getting ready to produce a documentary. Yeah. I'm into my music with Cambatta. We got an album out, top 10 album of the year, Complex Magazine. Yeah. I got to know how to communicate with people of all races at the end of the day. Just like our ancestors did, the Moors and the Kemits and everything else. Indeed. We can't just do business with black people.
Indeed.
All races do business with all other races, whether they like them or not. I don't think we understand that concept yet. That's how the world works. Yeah. You can support black people all you want, but at the end of the day, you have to do business with other races if you're going to get to a certain level.
Indeed. It's a global market.
Yeah, it's a global market, a global economy.
Global.
That's what the internet has produced. It was like that before. But so I just want to say that. But Red, my next question is, what advice would you give to brothers? Because some brothers feel it's split. Some brothers feel as though MoNique was right, MoNique was wrong. The brothers that feel MoNique was wrong felt as though her man did not give her the proper advice. He was being a yes man, and he let her go out there and make a fool out of himself. Yeah. This is important because we all should have a woman. Number one, for all the niggas out there that don't understand why I'm asking this question, we all should have a woman to be talking to some type of female at this point in your life. Yeah. And if you want to give her the best advice possible. Yeah. So if we're all on that frequency right there, which we all should be, we all want to figure out, when we're not perfect and we all don't make the best decisions all the time, 100% of the time. We want to know how to give our girl, our woman, our queen the best advice possible. So do you think MoNique's husband gave her is not doing the right thing by letting her go out there, this rant tour, some people may say, and complain about Netflix from platform to platform to platform? Is that a decision you would make as a man? Would you allow your woman to do that? Will you and it's not even about allowing. Would you tell her, baby, I don't think you should do that? Or would you just be like, baby, go for it? Depending on, if you think she's right or wrong, maybe it may defer on that.
No, me and my bae, me and my wife, me and my queen, me and my empress, I'm going to encourage her we're going to go and fight. What are you talking about? Like, we're going to go and walk the walk.
Even if you think she's wrong. Even if you think she's wrong, are you going to fight with her on TV and on the radio? If you think she doesn't deserve 60 million, she should take 3 million. Would you still go and fight for her? With her on public platforms?
Yeah, because if she says that she deserves 90 million, then that's what she inherently, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Deserves. It's my job to give birth to that idea of hers.
Yes.
It's my job to bring life to that number.
Yes.
What is you talking about?
Indeed.
And it's her job to give life to my number.
Indeed.
So of course we going on the crusades to go from 3 to 90. And then when we hit that 90, we might stretch the crusades to 1, 2, and 3 and make this shit a global campaign. You decide when you want to sit down and write the treaties. People get mad at treaties, not realizing that treaties are written because you was winning the war. You understand? You know what I'm saying? MoNique just gained herself a whole new standing army in the war against Netflix with her demonstration that she put out there today, because she definitely has a lot of people convinced. I even put on my Facebook that I had to publicly say, yo, I apologize for the stance that I took against the sister MoNique. You understand? In a public forum, because I'm man enough to say, you know what? After hearing through her proper communication, being able to hear her articulate her stance and where she stood, and the fact that she's fighting against something rather than taking anything and going down for anything. One of the most profound statements on the show was made when her husband let the cat out the bag. He said, it's not about if you're going to go in Hollywood and go into a room at 3 a.m. and get boned. It's what's going to happen. Are you going to get boned if you don't go into that room in Hollywood? If you know what I'm saying, that's what's going down out there. Like I said before on many channels. Shout out to Baba TV. So, yo, you know what I mean? I think that you know what I'm saying? I think that it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know.
Indeed.
She said what she had to say. She obviously will say more. I hope that she sparks a light in some of my brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter if you're making $1 an hour. It doesn't matter if you're making $100 an hour. It doesn't matter if you're making 100,000. How dare we come out of the Wakonda with our minds locked in to being on our royal vibration, seeing ourselves in our finest selves, seeing ourselves in our regal, royal, diplomatic, statesman-like, chest out, you feel me? Head straight, panther-like, focused minds. So when somebody steps up and says, listen, if you're the talent and you're working with platforms, or you're working with labels, or you're working with companies, and they are responsible for making sure that you are giving your worth your weight in gold, you're compensated, and you're also, able to make more than what you've made before. I mean, like they said, that should take place in negotiation. So I'm saying from here, I'm not the person in negotiation. That's something that they had to go and fight for. But I think she's worth her weight in gold. She didn't say 90 million though. You just made that up, right?
I didn't say 90. I said 50. I think Dave Chappelle got 50 or 60 million. And I think she says she's deserves what Dave Chappelle. Is the limit. We're gonna bank for that 50 million. Right. We might land at 30. You feel me? Okay. What we wanted initially. Right. This thing is what they're showing you. They're like, look, this is a game. You heard that thing come up. If anything, the gems that were dropped in that interview, the names, the processes, the way of making money, some of the intricate, right? A lot of intricate behind the scene, the business dealings,
aspect of the music game.
Yes.
if you can't pick up the information that was given in that interview, going back to the initial question, you may just be looking for the tea. Once again, you're just there for the tea.
A lot of people don't know how to process game.
They don't know how to process game.
And I get that's when that's when they rebel with the negative comment. They don't know how to process game.
They don't.
Like they be like, "What are you gonna do for me?"
They don't eat. They don't know how to eat. You know what I mean?
I could listen to somebody and that would inspire me to go do the most magnificent shit in the world.
Facts.
Just by listening to a 20-minute interview from somebody. And we need to do a show on processing game, man. Processing this information.
Yeah.
And applying it. Because but that's a whole different story.
That's a whole we'll have a good build on that. But
because I learned so much from this, that's why I said that. But I mean, Red though, in terms of this interview, man, within the black community, it seems as though with a situation like this, if she basically called Charlemagne a house nigga, a sellout, a coon. Without saying it, she said that. By comparing him to somebody from Birth of a Nation, that's what she's basically doing. Do you think that it's like, taboo to go against MoNique after this interview? Do you think that, to agree with Charlemagne means you a sellout? Like, basically what I'm trying to say is that sometime a person may have what people may consider capitalistic viewpoints. Yeah. Or conservative viewpoints, or the black privilege. Some people say his book Black Privilege said, well, if you don't work as hard as me, it's your fault.
That's what the God says in his book, correct?
Black privilege. It's kind of a spiritual concept in which, in spite of what you're going through, because you're black, you have this privilege inside, this spirit inside that you could succeed.
So is that not what she's doing? In spite of everything that you got to go through, where somebody as a brand like Netflix, the whole world knows that Dave Chappelle cashed out on 60 large, right? 60 milli.
She would be doing that if she went out there and got the 60 million, regardless.
Look, but everybody in the world knows that Dave Chappelle got 60 milli. Then they hit you up one day. They hit your husband up, who's your manager, and they say, yo, look, we got some good news for you. We want to give your wife 500 racks to come on our streaming service and speak to the same amount of people that Dave Chappelle spoke to. Or if not the same amount of people, a good amount of them. Because black people, a.k.a. Negroes, are some of the top consumers of that streaming service that is Netflix.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
How do they...
Black people, or what they're calling black people, are the top consumers of Netflix. After that is what as Latino or Latina people. So there, when you're on Netflix, on the Netflix and chill, or maybe after the chill, when it's just Netflix and chillax, you feel me? You want to watch something with somebody with melanin. You're going to watch MoNique eventually. So if you didn't watch it the night that it came out, everybody that's on Netflix that got the account, the same 800 million that watched the Dave Chappelle show, will eventually watch some MoNique. So what are they judging this 500,000 off? What do they mean? Is she not going to get mad streams in one night? Is she not going to break the Netflix internet? Like, what are they looking for to gauge how much of a check they cut? Because, they're giving everybody these bags. Why not give a nice size bag? 10 million at least. I say 10 is good. 10 to 15, 20. And that's not to count her pockets. But if you want to put it on a valuation system, and this is the future that we're going into. So I'm glad conversations like this are happening, and we're talking about Black Magic or Black Mirror decoding. My version is going to be Black Magic Mirror. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to show how all of this stuff is going to be mixed in with each other. We're going into a future where you're going to have a social value worth. You're going to have this conversation is going to seem ancient because people are going to be able to see what their worth is through the blockchain. You know what I'm saying? Through a special number, the similar whatever. But that's what we're going into. So if you feel that you are worth your weight, who are us to say? Because he said he would be a hypocrite, right? Because they saying the same thing. And she's saying, well, goddamn, Charlemagne, in Black Privilege book, you said go for your goals, go for your number. I'm shooting my low for that 50M. Maybe Revolt will give it to me. I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe maybe Jay-Z will open up Tidal for me and do something.
Well, since you talked about Revolt,
yeah,
and you mentioned Tidal, you know, these are two, if not billionaires, shit. I mean, 500, 600 million a year.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's so hard?
They the Wakandans.
Why do you think it's so? Yeah, the Wakandans.
They're the Wakandans.
Why do you think it's so hard to have black media with individuals like Oprah? Oprah, I think she sold her stake in her channel. Like Oprah had a channel, and Oprah was like, "Yo, she got rid of half." I wish I knew exactly how much of the stake she got rid of it. But it's like when it comes to black media,
yeah,
these black millionaires, multi-millionaires, which Malcolm X said is the most. What he said, the most important thing on earth.
The most important tool.
The most important tool.
Yeah. On the planet.
So if this is the most important tool according to Malcolm X,
yeah,
and you need obviously movies have these $1 million budgets,
yeah,
and we have multi-millionaires and billionaires,
Billy,
with production companies and with channels and networks.
Yeah, Tyler Perry got his studio where they filmed
why is it so hard for black media still? Like, how do you still blame Disney? Oh, you should have did this. Why is what's the dude named Killmonger the villain?
Exactly.
Why is Killmonger the
why
villain?
Can't he come back?
Yo, we have mad opportunities.
Yes.
To not make Killmonger the villain. So why do you think these individuals, Oprah, Diddy, Jay-Z with Tidal, I mean he has a stream and he put on what's the the street joint that he put on Tidal. I give him props for that. Money and Violence. Yeah, and some people may say that's like, you know, just
salute Mo.
Yeah, but shout out to Mo. But why do you think they still haven't upgraded to that point where they're showing black excellence, like how we want it, how the people imagine it and envision it?
Yeah, well, going back to the initial statement, and we'll have more conversation about post Wakanda. I'm waiting for Blue and KT so we could further this convo. But you know, I can't necessarily focus on the past because as we saw this weekend, the magic and the activation is when you focus on tomorrow. You feel me? When you focus on the future, when you focus on the Afro future, when you focus on forward, bad man pull up. You dig what I'm saying? What we were doing and what we have identified that has been detrimental to our growth and development and stagnating our evolution is the fact that we're focusing on painful events that took place in the past that we have no power over and that we cannot change. We haven't even became savvy enough with the cameras and the camera work and the scripts and the ideas. Peace, family. If you enjoyed this video as well as enjoyed other videos, do me a favor, drop the brother Rich a donation for his channel. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he's only looking for $1, so it could be $1 to infinity. But the work that the brother's giving the community, the value of what it is that he's providing to the community in the forms of top quality content is somewhat priceless. All right, so hit him up at PayPal, richamera7@yahoo. All right, peace. Back in time and fix the story that Hollywood and other people are completely distorting, manipulating, and making very negative against, you know what I'm saying, what the real story really was. But the power in focusing on the now and the power of focusing on tomorrow is what's going to make all of these studios, all of these Billies, all of these platforms, all of these channels and streaming services redeemable to doing to the people what they did to the people. Because keep in mind, We're talking about some of the same people who spent decades telling some of our people to live their life like killmongers, to live their life like people who are just ready to throw it away. The hate you gave little infants F's everyone, and that's no shot at Killmonger. We got the Killmonger Chronicles coming. We're going to talk about that. But it had people living in their thug life. It had people on their I don't love these hoes. It had people on their gang banging. It had people on their penitentiary chances. It had people on their slanging dope, smoking dope, popping dope, doing everything, flirting with death, all of the things that we know that have putting our people in a sunken place and putting our people in the place of poverty where we saw Wakanda was masking itself as. Remember, Wakanda was seen as an impoverished, poverty-stricken, poverty-minded, poverty-consciousness-minded nation. And in this new world that we live in, you cannot be poverty-minded. There's no more poor righteous teacher. Can I get an amen?
No, indeed. Amen. Amen.
In the post-Wakanda, you
no
cannot
family. You can't look broke. You see how the people look leaving the movie theater, my brother? You can't be broken down no more, man. The people was looking sharp. King Jaffe. King Jaffe-ish.
People was looking King Jaffe.
King Jaffe-ish, man.
You can't, no more struggle bars.
No, sir.
No more struggle bars. So
hold up, you gotta wait till you get the mic, my brother. I don't know what Red Pill is doing, my people.
I was looking for something.
He was looking for something, but he didn't find it.
So the power that Puffy, Jay, and all of the visionary, all of these people who are men of influence, if this was the movie, they would be the Wakandans. There would be T'Challa in them. I'm just giving you the archetype. I'm not saying that they're my guy, and I'm not saying that they're Panthers, and I'm not saying that they're kings, but they're kings in a culture that's known as hip-hop. This culture is a world amongst itself. This world has basically is superimposed on what you know as the real world. You know what I'm saying? The lines have been blurred. So these men they're seen as, they would be seen as the Wakandans. They have the resources. They have the vibranium. They got the riches. They could say things at the UN. They could say things at the MTV Awards. They could say things at the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? If they got up and said things in concert, they could say things at the Sonetta TV Awards. They could come together and speak life into billions of people around the world, right? Either on some Killmonger energy, we come to build or destroy. You feel me? It's Tupac Shakur, the two sides of Tupac, the Geminis of the Tupac, the statesman, the king, Machiavelli. You feel me? The one who moves strategically. Then you had Tupacalypse, the other side, the Tupac, the juice, the bishop, the shooter. You feel me? The one who had the anger, the hate you gave little infants, F's everyone. This motherless child, even though he had a feenie, you know he represented Brenda Don't Got a Baby. He represented the mother, the orphans, the ones that didn't have the parents, the motherless child, the bastards of the party. So that's Killmongers, the bastards of the party. Henceforth, Oakland in the 90s. Oakland in the 90s is not the Panthers, it's the bastards of the party. Okay? It's the bastards of the party. It's them beginning to bang. It's them being pimps, choking their girls, killing their girls, pimping the women, dragging the women, disrespecting the elders, the same thing the Killmonger did. That's what you see. Okay, and then on the flip side,
I didn't see the movie yet. That's what Killmonger did.
That's why I could have been getting mad ad-libs.
He was dragging women and all that.
He killed 3 women in the movie in strategic, in different times in the movie. His body count was 3, and then
how many men he killed?
He killed some elder. He killed the elder and a few other people.
All right, good.
So on the other flip side, you have the person who is the Obama type. You have the person who is the, like commercial conscious type. You know what I'm saying? You have the person who's not the BIE. That's the black identity extremists on Killmonger's side. The safe conscious, the Hollywood conscious, that would be the T'Challa thing. But that would also be the people that are in the hip hop world at that, the ones who have the resources, even the commons of the world, because they're seen as what? The elites who are isolationalists, who kind of disappear into Calabash or some of the woods and whatnot, or some of the mountains and places like that. But the people, they sit back and watch the people suffer. You feel what I'm saying? So if they open up their platforms and they say, yo, the ill thing about Black Panther is we could do one of those a month. We have the capabilities. Every time I saw the making of Black Panthers, it was a blue screen. Can you bring that camera? Because we're gonna have this convo right now. They had the blue screens behind them, and they were inside of a studio. The sound stages called Tyler Perry Studios. You could get the blueprints of Tyler Perry Studios. It's on an old army field. You could build your own sound stages. You could build your own box warehouse studios. You dig what I'm saying? We're not just talking about it. We're being about it. You understand? This is that time. It's movie time.
What's that?
This is the Black Magik camera. How coincidental.
Mini Ursa.
Okay? Yeah. The Mini Ursa. All right? Different lenses and whatnot. You know, we're not here just talking about it. We're actually here being about it. All right? These lenses are in the thousands of dollars. I have to handle it carefully. But these are movie lenses. This is what they shot this movie with. This is what they shoot high production with. So all we're saying is we could have the same thing that we saw our brother Ryan Coogler afforded. He was only afforded a warehouse with blue screens, and they had set designers, costume designers. They were working off of a $2 million budget. I already gave people the simple math of how we could collaboratively come together and get $200 million, especially in this cryptocurrency environment. Exactly. So we're doing an open call to we have a commercial coming so we can show you the quality of the hardware. But tonight we're gonna let you know that we're looking for the illustrators, the ones who are the editors. You saw the quality of the camera. That's raw, 8K, 4K. We have stabilizers, drones, and things of that nature. So we're talking high production. So we're looking for that team to come aboard and get this thing going and whatnot, and hit us up.
Yeah. You could text me at 646-472-4219. You could text me if the illustrators, the graphic designers. You know, I'm getting ready to shoot a documentary, but we're also doing commercials, music videos. Just, you know, this is like a $8,000 camera, so we're taking our time, but we're gonna be serious about it at the same time. But we just want people that are experiencing, that know what they're doing, and that could contribute immensely with their talent. So text me at 646-472-4219 if you into illustration, graphic design, and things of that nature.
Yes, indeed. So, you know, we definitely have to, we got to get this thing going. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's that time. So I'm not going to depend on anybody else. I'm not going to depend on an individual who is, you know, maybe not at the level of creativity, ideas, concepts. If we identify the fact that this needs to be done, then it's obvious that we may have to play a part in making it done and making it get happen done. But I see a beautiful future, a beautiful tomorrow where they can, our babies, our children, because remember, pay attention to what it did to the babies and to the children and to your children and to my children and to all of our children, the ones who were positively affected by seeing depictions of their people who look like them, who they could relate to in heroic stories and in positions of power. They saw the black princess, they saw a black king, they saw a black prince, they saw the Heru, the Asaurian myth play out. You know what I mean? Their DNA responds to that because it's used to that story. That's the story that's told through time memorial. It's almost an activation story. It wakes up the mind. So if you Negroes are too lazy to do anything and be creative, we've been calling for your participation for a very long time, and those who've answered the call, we definitely want to salute you and tell you that your contribution is, you know what I'm saying, you know, it's part of, you know what I mean, you made history. You're part of this whole movement, you know what I mean? But we do need the contributions of many other people to just get on board and let's make this magic happen. As you can see, the power of film, as you can see, the power of the camera, as you can see, the power of the imagination, as you can see, the power of the pen, as you can see, the power of melanin, as you can see, the power of Africa, as you can see, the power of digital graphics and CGI and all of that stuff, the colors, the outfits. They mixed and mingled all of these different cultures. It's an Afrofuturism movie. So Afrofuturism, did we not lay it out? How many people were ready for the movie when it dropped based off of the preparedness that KT, the arts degree, has been putting y'all for 4 years? Go and watch Road to Wakanda. He put that out 4 years ago, family. This world that we live in, this post-Wakanda, this is the road to Wakanda. I know the power of black people's minds. They could create anything they collectively think about. You think they cannot create a Wakanda? There wasn't a Dubai before. There wasn't a Vegas before. There wasn't a South Beach before. There wasn't even a Hollywood before. How dare you limit that goes back to the MoNique conversation. How dare you limit my visions? Do not get in my way and try to squash the vision because I'm going to have to come and see you. Like, that's what she did. You feel me? She had to uphold her contribution and her worth. That's all we got. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important, you know, but that's a whole nother story. I don't want to be here all night. But it's going to come a day where we're going to have that conversation. What is our worth? How much is our worth in weight in gold? Who is here to basically cut our Netflix deals? Who is here to basically take care of, you know what I mean? Because you hear these people speaking, and they're speaking real human-like. Speaking to basic human nature. Yo, I got to feed my family. You know what I mean? I got to do what I got to do. I got to build my business. I got to cash these checks. I got to take advantage of me packing out buildings and stadiums and arenas and whatnot. People are like, she can't sell out stadiums and arenas. How can you call her faith? They could put out an ill commercial with her going at Tyler Perry and her going at Lee Daniels and then another clip of some other funny clip and everybody's pulling up. Don't count, you know, we can't count her out. And I know nobody wants to forgive her for Precious. She got her lashes, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has to, you know, they got to decide when they're going to take her off of the damn chopping block.
It's not lashes. A lot of people call it the nigga wake up call, my brother.
It was a nigga wake up call. She stunted on black people when we told her that was some wrong shit. Now she running to black people. Did she, you know, I'm sure she got an apology and whatnot. And, you know, life goes on. But right now, like we speak about everybody else who miraculously changes and becomes woke and becomes a little more conscious, a little more responsible, a little more fearless, a little more, solid in their stance, unwavering in their stance, uncompromising in their stance, like Baba Dick Gregory told us to be, like Dr. Sabi told us to be, like Francis Cress Wilson told us to be, like everybody who we claim as our master teachers. And I'm talking to the conscious people out there, the ones who claim to represent black excellence, the ones who are supposed to be behind energetically, intellectually, and all kind of other things behind anybody who is standing up in front of this white supremacist system and declaring in front of the world that they're greater than what these people are trying to treat them as. We at least deserve to give our people a fair trial. That's all I'm saying. That's why, but that's the power of black media. And unfortunately, because we don't have effective black media, and this black media is not funded, this black media is not valued, this black media is not taken care of, this black media is not invested in, you don't get the level of information, you don't get the stories that you deserve, you don't get the perspectives, you don't get the right narrative about these stories, and they spin you in circles. So they're pointing at all of the wrong things in certain situations. They're not getting to the meat of it. You feel what I'm saying? They're not getting, so the people suffer for a lack of knowledge. So if you hold them back, Know the Ledge or the knowledge, or if you hold them back, Black Magic 363, or if you hold them back any of the platforms that are out here doing the work, then you're doing a disservice. So we at the end of the day, the same way that MoNique is like, yo, this is my weight in gold. I'm on this show saying that Know the Ledge, we're worth $1 billion. Add up my receipts, add up the tips. Run the credit. This is $1 billion platform, and I know what I'm worth. I'm not gonna run up to Netflix and tell them I want $1 billion, but I know my worth. I know what I'm worth. I know what my contribution is worth. I know the things that we've done in the span of 12 to 15 years is priceless. I know my spiritual bank account, my cup runneth over. My spiritual bank account is on $1 trillion. I'm doing a lot of things to balance my books because I spent a lot of years unbalancing my books. So salute to anybody that's standing up. I'm a dream chaser. I'm not here to kill nobody's dreams. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna have their opinion.
Clout chasing?
Huh?
You said you clout chasing?
I said I'm a dream chaser. I don't respect the clout chasing, and I'm not a dream killer. All we've done through our whole career is build up people, even when we see their weaknesses. So it's disingenuous of us to continue to spear her and stab her and pour all kind of peroxide on her weakness. And that's some of the decisions that she made. Maybe she was manipulated by that seedy kind of character in Lee Daniels that everybody talks about. We say Lee Daniels has an agenda, but we get mad because MoNique might have got tricked. Not really tricked, but she got caught up in something that he did. But she's not affiliated with that no more. So that didn't exonerate her? That don't give her no points? Did she not go publicly against Lee Daniels and expose some of the,
She sure did.
So I'm just saying, man, I'm looking deeper into these things in this post-Wakandan world. I'm able to I'm able to see through these eyes, and I'm able to watch this is a ongoing, I go on the internet and it's a movie. We in the theater, bro. You niggas pulled up this weekend with your T'Challa claws and whatnot. Life is a movie. Y'all might just rap about that. I'm actually living a movie. So I'm able to extract all of the algorithms, all of the data, all of the positive, the negative ions, all of the juice, all of the sauce, all of the drip. You know what I mean? That I need from certain things, and we give it back to you in this form of light and these gems and these diamonds. Diamonds are forever. But like I said, add up my receipts. You know what I mean? We need to talk at another date, But it's, it is what it is.
And on that note, my brother, I want to wrap up the interview. I definitely appreciate you for your time. And like I said, as a business person, I think everybody, if you're on, at this point, everybody has some type of entrepreneurial endeavor.
The age of entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Even if you make $5 a month, you might be selling a whatever. But it's definitely a must see. Just see how the minds think, how the minds work, and how Hollywood and entertainment or whatever industries function. So I appreciate you for your time, my brother. I am able to process this game and apply it to my life. That's what type of individual I am. And leave your contact information for those who want to contact the Red Pill.
Yes, you can find me on the gram. You can find me on Twitter.
You got the mic. Put the mic.
You can find me on the gram. You can find me on Twitter. EL_Filthmore. PHILTHMOOR. I'm not on Snapchat like Kylie.
Kylie got you on Snap.
I was off way before her. But I'm not on the Snap like Kylie.
Yo.
Let their stocks dive a little more. And
one Billy.
Billy. So the blicky, huh? So you can find me at Red Pillar, Patreon /Red Pillar. And I don't want to offend anybody by saying my Patreon. Many people ask about my Patreon because they want to fund.
Who would you offend?
I read a comment where somebody was he put his Patreon. Brother Rich asked him leave his contract. He put his Patreon.
Oh, say 5 more times for that, dude.
Exactly.
We're not gonna be a slave to people's opinions.
Not at all.
What's your Patreon, my brother? Say it again.
Patreon /Red Pillar. That's PILLAR.
Yeah.
Red Pillar. I appreciate all of my patrons.
He wish he had a Patreon. Honestly, he wish he had a Patreon at the end of the day.
Exactly. So those are the contacts,
years,
you know what I mean? And
I met you hold up, I gotta cut you off.
Yeah.
I know you since 2005. You was the first brother to come out with comedic shirts on the streets of New York and Harlem, New York, when it wasn't popping. Before the fame, the celebrity, YouTube, Facebook, before MySpace, you was out there like, yo, I want to show these images of black people.
It wasn't just the images, it was, the culture.
The culture.
It was is the culture through fashion, but not just through fashion, the culture through demonstration, the culture through, lifestyle. You dig what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just clothes. It was actually, we started living out something that, we were not pulling from anywhere. We were coming to bring the wave. They say that some people are riding the wave. I got receipts that we provided the wave. So that alone is worth its weight in gold.
Indeed.
Before all of the comedic
Indeed.
clothing, before the image, before the motifs, before the reawakening. I'm not saying that it never existed, but there's phases and there's just different eras. I have an article. The Fader called me the Dapper Dan of Harlem in 2007 with Lil Wayne on the cover. You know what I mean? And the Fader magazine is responsible for cataloging culture. You know what I'm saying? But they also add value to you. They elevate your stocks. So I had them look out for me in 2007. So, it's just it's a constant, you know what I mean? Like it's a constant it's a constant journey to have your valuation, to have people appreciate your value for what you do. You know what I mean? To be valued, to be felt like, So, we just doing what we do, but salute to you, salute to the family, and we will see you very soon with some more fire. All right? One. And check out that single, Wakonda, Red and Blue Pill. Salute.
It's on all the
Peace.
channels.
On,
my channel, Baba, Sarnetta's. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
And how can they pre-order the
my
album?
YouTube channel.
How can they pre-order the album?
Twin
Pillars.
No. The Twin Pillars.bandcamp is where the Scorpion King is. TheTwinAlbum.com. TheTwinAlbum.com. That's me and Blue Pills double disc. It's coming out on 4/4. Salute. All right.
Peace.
Peace, family. If you enjoyed this video as well as enjoyed other videos, do me a favor, drop the brother Rich a donation for his channel. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he's only looking for $1, so it could be $1 to infinity. But the work that the brother's giving the community, the value of what it is that he's providing to the community in the forms of top quality content is somewhat priceless. All right? So hit him up at PayPal, richamera7 at Yahoo. All right, peace.
Peace.
Hey. Yeah. Black Magic. Hey. You ain't never seen a man turn leg go with his hands. You ain't never seen a man get a queen wet with a glance. Water turn wine, whole wide world mind in my mind. In and out of time, my light shine bright for the blind. Something about the way I do it. 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 Said I'm gonna be a millionaire soon, but I already knew it. I'ma that the bullets fluid. All this winning therapeutic. Something about the way I do it. Something about the way I do it. They be trying to drain my energy up with the battery is not included. Women trying to be recruited. Let them do it, then I bought it. What is cute, think she fooled it. Something about the way I do it. I remember playing ring around the rosy. Now I got a pocket full of OZs. Water dollars, wallet full of old cheese. Got a Glock, a cock and pop a police. Block a boom, shaka lock up. Bada shot him while he rock a rosary. Got your mama watching out the nosebleed. Sloppy toppy while I'm trying to go sleep. Something about the way I do it. I ball out like a nudist hooping.